Midland. Hello, Michigan. Hey, imaginations vs reality. Coronavirus, COVID-19, 131 days, 101. The big deception. From the time that we got shut down to the time that President Trump said, let's follow the rules, hey, total of 131 days. Well, today was an amazing day. I mean, I was a little bit curious about the hearing with the Attorney General Barr. I don't know if you guys have a chance to watch it, but I was shocked, totally shocked. I mean, Mora Mora. I even got some videos and things on it that this is shocking. They invite the guy for the hearing, and they didn't let him to talk. They did not let him talk. They ask questions and then they claim the time and they don't let the guy talk. They insulted him. They humiliated him. I mean, it was a bozo thing. I mean, he even asked for to go to the bathroom and they told him no. This is bad. My goodness, bad. Today I call the deception, the big deception, They saying, oh, the Republican play the video about so-called the Democrats claiming peace protest or peace protest, peace protest. So they put peace protest with fire in the background. Destruction everywhere. That's the peaceful protest that the Democrats like to put out. So that was very interesting. And today I got a friend of mine that sent me some information on it. And but before I go there, I'm gonna call another one over here. I'm gonna look for the let's say the Word of God, what the Word of God had to say to us today. And I'm very excited with it because when the Word is preached, wisdom and knowledge manifest itself. And what do we want? We want the wisdom of God and His secrets to be revealed unto us. And you will be shocked today. I know some of you that read the Bible a lot shall see things in the scriptures. And let me share this one with you just to start. I mean, you can read it. You still read in the book of Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 3, when it says, "This know also, that in the last days, perilous time." Hold on, I got a call over here. Yep, hello. Ok, buenas noches, duerma bien, Dios la bendiga, hacia adelante. Bye bye. See, that's my loving sister calling me to wish good night. But anyway, this know also that in the last. Come on, stop it, will you? Give me a break. Hello? Yo estoy ahora en la televisión, ahora estás en Facebook, ahora que estoy hablando yo ahora. I stole it off. But anyway, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breaker, false accusers, incontinent fears, despisers of those that are good. That's what he said. That's what he said. You see? Traitors. Oh, look what that. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having, this is a key, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. You know? And that's kind of interesting, wouldn't you agree? That's the Bible 2,000 years ago, and look at the time that we have it. I mean, when they get the Attorney General of the United States of America, a man that got an exemplary record. I mean, he served for President Bush, 2003, second Bush, Attorney General. Before that, he held other offices on the government. At the same time, you gotta have a good character, you know. But they destroy him today. They try to destroy him big time. Over what? Over defending the indefensible. Facts. Television don't lie. Fire, destruction, business ruin, it doesn't lie. The so-called protests, they have not been protests. They've been riots. They are riots. Period. Riots. And the other part of today that we're talking about, it has to be about mask, facts, the science and history of mask in medicine. Well, that'd be an interesting one. Won't you agree? You know, won't you agree on that one, huh? So let's see what he got to see if I can play this without somebody kicking me out and deleting it. Because I don't know, today it's kind of weird, you know. But we play as we can.
Some of the science on this, a surgical mask and other face coverings. Protective masks have been used in healthcare for many years. But how did all this begin? And how effective are they really? Mask wearing has been practiced for centuries by cultures all over the world for ritual, celebration, and even more.
Man, my volume is kind of low.
Examples of mask wearing in medicine appeared around the 1600s when physician Charles DeLorme created the version of a hazmat suit, featuring masks that were removed, a lengthy cane to examine people without touching them, and a menacing beak mask that had a surprising intent behind its design. You see, medical professionals at the time believed in the miasmatic cause of illness and disease transmission, or what they would refer to as, quote, bad air. So the enclosed beak mask wasn't to specifically defend against the bad air. It was used to inhale good air by stuffing the beak full of herbs and spices. The practitioner could now sniff the good air in the mask to crowd out the bad air. We may think that this was a long time ago, but the miasmatic theory of disease didn't become obsolete until the 20th century. By this time, the germ theory of disease had fully taken hold, and by the early 1900s, physicians were now beginning to wear preliminary versions of surgical masks with a primary function of protecting the patient from contamination and surgical site infection. It eventually became common practice for healthcare workers to wear masks in the operating room. Though as more hygienic practices have been incorporated into surgical settings, several scientists have sought out to discover whether or not the ritual of wearing a mask in surgery had a high level of effectiveness in preventing infections. Surprisingly, several studies, including a meta-analysis published in 2016 in Cochrane Systematic Review, found that when physicians wore a mask or didn't wear a mask, quote, there was no statistically significant difference in infection rates between the masked and unmasked group in any of the trials, end quote. Even over 100 years after the inception of the face mask in surgery, the researchers noted that at best, quote, it is unclear whether wearing surgical face masks result in any harm or benefit to the patient undergoing clean surgery, end quote. Other studies published in the Journal of Hospital Infections and more have also concluded that the use of surgical masks in surgery are obsolete and unnecessary. Researchers at the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy summarized it by stating that, quote, clinical trials in the surgery theater have found no difference in wound infection rates with and without surgical masks. Despite these findings, it has been difficult for surgeons to give up a long-standing practice, end quote. Surgical masks were developed to be used in surgery, yet have been found to be ineffective in their purpose to reduce rates of infection. But surgical masks have recently taken on a new role and are now being touted for their use in helping to reduce the spread of communicable infections within the general population. So let's take a look at how well surgical masks and other face coverings do in the presence of viruses, bacteria, and other pathogens. It appears to be obvious that blocking one's mouth and nose would prevent the spread of bacteria, viruses, and other microbes. Yet, these microscopic entities don't operate on the obvious. In fact, they operate in a way that defies surface-level logic altogether. In reality, the actual size and capability of a bacteria and viruses just might shock you. Using the size of a human hair as a comparison, a single strand of hair is about 8 micrometers in thickness. To get to the size of a single bacteria cell, you have to divide the size of a hair by 40. A single bacteria cell is just 2 micrometers, or 1/40th the width of a hair. Now here's where it gets really uncanny. A virus particle is too small to be measured in micrometers. It's measured in nanometers. And at the size of about 17 to 140 nanometers, you can actually fit hundreds or even thousands of viruses into a single bacteria cell. These pathogens are inordinately small, and the protective pore size could.
Well, some of you are saying that you can barely hear it, so I'm having difficulty by increasing the volume to this. But I think I'm gonna hold it, but I give you a taste of it, and you can go to the thermodelhealthshow.com, mass facts, and you can find it. But I will try to figure out the sound by tomorrow, see why it doesn't want to allow me to go louder on it. But it's okay. At least you got a taste of it about mask. You know, that's the problem. Too many things against one and the other, and we, the public, the one that's supposed to make the decision is us. Not the medical people, not the government, us. We, the people. We, the people. We, the people. And another fact that I just learned that really shocked me, another friend of mine sent me let's say, oh, this one over here. Let's see how I get this one over here. See if I can get this one loaded up too. And show you a little bit of it. I think you guys are familiar with this one over here too. Let's see if it loads. I think it has. Well, yeah. Now, what do you think about this over here? Teaching hate under the guise of inclusion in the U.S. Army. And that is the Heritage Foundation put that out. The Heritage Foundation. In a commentary done by Hans A. von Spakovsky, Election Law Reform Initiative and Senior Legal Fellow, and Charles Cole Stimson, Senior Legal Fellow and Manager, National Security Law Program. Look, come on, I ain't making these up. Track and wheel vehicle. The U.S. Army are unloading the Bremerhaven as part of the major exercise, Defender Euro 20 and guarded by 2 U.S. soldiers DC and so December 20. Now the agency is promoting, well, you can read the line that if you support enforcing immigration law or say things like all life matter, then you are white supremacists. Apparently, if you fail to embrace progressive views or virtually all issues, you are no better than a Klan member. Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy and the Army General Counsel should look into this and then take appropriate action against those found in violation of the law. Members of the military uniform and civilian are strictly prohibited from engaging in overt political activities. Those rules exist to keep them focused on their mission, defending the nation. But apparently someone in the U.S. Army Equity and Inclusion Agency has forgotten the rules. With a course titled Operation Inclusion, the agency is promoting the line that if you support enforcing immigration law or say things like all life matter, then you are a white supremacist. GOP representative from Minnesota, Brooke, blew the lid when he learned the agency had organized 2 seminars to re-educate all of the uniform and civilian personnel at Redstone Arsenal, Alaska. Brooke demanded an immediate investigation into Army personnel illegally using federal government resources to distribute racist and partisan political propaganda in direct violation of federal law and military regulation. Well. I didn't wrote that, but I think I can read a little bit of English. So what do you think? You see what I mean? They making the mic for us. They twisting them. See, the youngers, the engaged group, the military, our young soldiers, their mind has already started to be what? Diluted by the time they get into the military. Then but you start to put more false information, to divert their attention. Then you start to control them. When you get into their mode of thinking, when you get into their experiences, and their emotional state. See? Now you start activating their desire. And then you use that for your own propaganda and exploit them. It's nothing different. Always been the same. So what is my whole point about the big deception? Well, look what happened today at the House of Congress, the House of Representatives in the judiciary hearing for Attorney General Barr. That was a circus. That was bad. That was really bad. You know, oh, I got another one. I wonder how can I get this one on. I just videoed that, but that was today in Talker, and that kind of that literally got me too. It really did, you know, because when I look at this stuff, it's just insane. Let me see over here. I said, let me see if I can put this. Stop that, baby. Stop. Put the speaker on it. Remove my earbuds. Bluetooth off. I mean, we're doing this live. This is not pre-planned. This is as we go, my beloved ones. You know, as I get it, I deploy it, right? Now, let's see over here what it says. Back to that. Let's say, go like this. Boom.
Dr. Emanuel's claim is harder for us to endorse. Is hydroxychloroquine part of a cure for the coronavirus? We don't know the answer. We do know that many frontline physicians around the world have prescribed hydroxychloroquine and continue to prescribe it. We've interviewed some of them on the show. The drug appears to show promise in treating some early-stage patients. That's good news. The science on hydroxychloroquine is not settled either way. Science rarely is settled. That's why it's science and not, for example, radical feminist theory.
Yeah. So you can watch Tonight Talk or look at it in foxnews.com and see what else he got there, because the one that I got going.
Meaningful vectors for the coronavirus. Worldwide, there is not a single reported case of a student infecting a teacher with the virus. Not one case. And that's why so many nations around the world are reopening their schools.
See, the thing is, I just put that up because there was a video there about that lady black doctor there talking about some of the benefits of hydrochloroquine, you know, in some of the people that they had treated. And that disappeared out of Facebook. It was taken down by Facebook. And by Facebook and Google, both disappeared. My question to you is this is America or this is China? How can we stop Facebook and Google from what they are doing? Because in the long term, we all gonna disappear. Yes, finally, we're gonna be. You wanna be out of the internet? Guess what? Start talking against them, and they're gonna delete you out of the internet, and you never have to worry ever again. So that's the key. You want to get rid of Facebook and Google? Start to complain about them. Start to talk about the greatness of Trump. And the last thing you know, you will be deleted from the internet. Yay! Victory in Jesus, my Savior, forever. See, that's wisdom, believe it or not. Because they are controlling you. They are controlling us. They are processing the information that you are disseminating, and by doing that, you are eating, if you are not awake, their lies and twisting. And let me take my earplugs out there. Maybe that's why I couldn't hear loud the video, the tape, huh? But anyway, serious, the deception. And the other secret over here is that the only one that can stop all this madness is you, we the people. We the people got the right. Remember what I read about the Second Amendment? For the militia to keep what? The state what? Free. Free from what? From tyranny. From those people trying to do what they don't want to do. Instead of to protecting us and keeping us safe, they want to rule over us and dictate to us how we should be and how shall we operate. But that's totally wrong. We the people. We the people. Man, if you get that goal, we'll be in trouble. I heard him today talking that I remember a few months back when some of the militia group went down, some of the militia, I don't say the militia, some people in the militia, or some of the militia went down to Lansing. Yes, they had the long gun with them. I didn't saw anybody branding. To be honest with you, they say talk about swastikas and white supremacy signs and emblems and everything else. I'm sorry, I didn't saw any, and I would recognize that. I was looking for it, to be honest with you, unless maybe I'm blind. My vision is getting bad, but I couldn't see any. But today in the House of Representatives, they say that there was Nazi white supremacists over there, and they threatened to kill the governor, and that they threatened to hang it. There was another guy walking with a noose on his neck. I mean, did you saw that? Huh. But they said they did. And then look at the riot that they caused, right? Yeah, no. They even pick up to themselves. They show up, they demonstrated, they show what they needed to do, and they left, and they left the place clean. And another misinformation that they gave was about the blocking of the hospital. That was a lie, because that was proven to be a lie when it happened. But they mentioned that in Congress today. You see, misinformation, deception. And if we don't wake up, people, America, Midland, Sanford, Saginaw, Bay City, whatever you hear this message, you better wake up. We better start standing up and speaking the truth. Nothing but the truth. We see, that's our beauty. That's why we don't protest to destroy things. I mean, we can protest, but we don't riot. I mean, I particularly have not joined any protest yet, but people that have seen, they protest, but they don't riot, they don't destroy property. That's the truth. That is the truth. Now, one thing that got me involved in all this was when I saw two young ladies being thrown out of the House of Representatives or the House of Congress in Lansing. That's what got me involved in all this, to be honest with you. That was the trigger for me that I started to put that flag. That triggered me, you know. That was uncalled for. That's their house. That's our house. That's what we pay taxes for. That doesn't belong to the governor or to the people in Congress. That belongs to us. That's the house of the people. Ah, hello. And if we want to go and visit, it's the right for us even to show up over there bearing our own arms. It's constitutional. And they want to take that away too. You see, if you do what is right, you have nothing to fear. But if you start to do wicked things, you better fear, because the Lord of hosts might show up. You know? And I don't say people, I say the Lord. I mean the real, you know, the guy upstairs, the one creator of heaven and earth. Yeah. He might decide to show up and call you home. You never know. Yeah, I don't say that somebody's going to hurt you. I didn't say that. I say the Lord might call you home. So stop messing up with people. Start to line up. You know, there's a lot of story in the Bible. There was a preacher, a prophet that got called a bald head guy. Bald head, they call him. And the people went into the woods and bears came and eat them up. So you really are messing up with something that you don't know the end result of it. Remember, there was some crusades. Remember the crusades? In defense of who? Remember, there's a lot of history about this. You don't start messing around with a big giant. You don't start messing around with Jesus. You don't start messing around with the cross. You don't have to mess around with none of that. That's what we hold dearly. And we have been restrained. A lot of people have been restrained. So when they, there you go. See? They tried to take me out again. Another time on it. Or might be my computer tried to shut down, right? It doesn't do that unless I'm doing this. I've been doing classes, learning, reading, studying things in the internet, learning how to do things. And it doesn't do this, but over here sometimes it does. But anyway, I want to encourage you though. You need to stand up and start to speak the truth and claim your freedom. Your freedom, your space in this country is yours. And it's guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States. And by the way, you are the most awesome thing ever created. You, man, woman, child, whosoever you are. We are all equal. We are amazing creation. We are amazing creation. And the creator, his name is Yud, He, Va, He. Some place they call it Adonai. Another one call him Elohim. Another one call him the Mighty One. Another call him Hashem. They call him different mighty name. Other people say Jesus. Other people say Yashua, Jesus. But it's all one family. One family. And we believe in the truth. And all we want is the truth. And leave us alone. That's it. Hey, don't forget that most of the people got kicked out from Europe, sent over here, and they decide that after all, they can make a good country. And they have. You see, Christians and criminals got to work together, and they have built the biggest nation on earth. But now, there's some thieves in the land. Thieves in the land want to steal the land. Oh, yeah, accuse me that we stole it from the Indians. Okay. Oh, I know you're going to say that. No, that's not true. See, it is we showed up. Well, I say we because I happen to be from this century. I'm mixed because they went to Puerto Rico first. They took the land over there too. You know what? I'm happy they did. Why? Because that was a change in life, right? That was civilization colliding with each other. People that did not know that we even existed. But now we know that we exist, and we know that we are white, we know that we are black, we know that we are Latinos, we know that we are Puerto Ricans, we know that we are Europeans, we know that we are Chinese, we know that we are Korean, we are Japanese. There's a lot of people in this country, but remember what I said the other day. If you lift that hand and you pledge for this country, then you are no longer belong to the other side. You belong to this country. This is your country. This is your country. Don't tell me you are a Japanese American, or you are a Chinese American, or you are a Korean American, or you are a Puerto Rican, or you are a South Carolina. Anyway, don't do that. You are an American, United States citizen. And that's why we need to help each other out. Being one and exploiting the best gift on earth, the country. The oneness within us. The love for people. See, we need to start to love each other. Really, that's the bond of peace is love. Love. Honesty love. No deceptive love. You know, people lie about that. They even tell you how much they love you while they stab you in the back. No, you don't want that. You want true love. You know, you give, you love, you keep it that way to one another. So, anyway, so today I just share with you about those two subjects, the mask and things happen in the military, and I will have another one, but I don't know what happened to it. I tried to text it email it from a text, and it never made it to my email. I did it 3 times. I don't know, today the way that these things work, that thing you know, they know where you are. They know where you live. They know what you say. They are listening. That was a 1984 movie. They are listening. Yep. But we are awake. We know that they are. And so are we awake. We ain't sleeping. The giant is awake. Just quietly. Just quietly. So I want you to get ready. Start talking about November. Find out who those people that are anti-constitutional that you want out of office. Let's find out who those ones that love the Constitution, that are willing to stand for it. Vote for them. Encourage them. Campaign for them. Push them. They call everybody to vote. Everybody that you know that is 18 legally of age to vote. Start talking to them today. Let's make a party in election day. Let's make it the biggest day ever. Let's celebrate the victory of the free man. Nobody had to enforce me to push. Nobody had to make it easier for me to vote. Just vote from mail? No. You're supposed to go down to the precinct. See, then they keep within 100 yards, I think it is. You 100 feet, you're supposed to talk politics. You're supposed to only go and vote. But in the house, somebody can put a gun to your head and say, you're going to vote this. Or somebody can put a knife to your neck. You're going to vote this. Or somebody going to give you money and they say, you're going to vote like this. No. go to the prison. I remember taking the elderly to go vote. So we can vote. Oh, coronavirus. Coronavirus, we still 6 feet from each other. We do that in Walmart all the time. We do that in Kroger's. We do that at the gas station. The other day I went to a store and I didn't have a mask. And the lady told me, you gotta get a mask before you come in. And I asked the lady, are you gonna throw me out? And she said, yes. I said, I better go and put a mask on. Just to be nice to the lady. I could have been a pain in the behind that, but I wasn't gonna do that. No, there's no need. But when the time of vote comes, that's when we vote. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. So, with that being said, my beloved, let's get ready. Start talking to your people. Start to get ready to vote. Let's turn this whole Midland-based city, Saginaw, let's turn it for the Constitution, for the Bible, and for the love of God, and for the love for one another, and for the growth of the Tri-City area. Everywhere that you got a chance, talk about voting and talk about the Constitution. Don't talk about the president. Don't talk about the Democrat. Talk about the love for the Constitution. And ask those people and look at their records. Are they pro or they are against? Did they believe it is an ancient document and it should be treated as it was written, not as a living, twisting organism document that can change whenever somebody feel like? Nope. It's the way it was, period. The way it was passed, period. That's it. No one word is changed. Every word in that document, it was precise. Every word, it's like the Bible. If you start studying the Bible and you go to understand the meaning of it from the principal side of the Hebrew roots, oh my God, your whole belief in God changed drastically for the better. Because then you realize how nobody ever told me how wonderful this book is. Because sometimes even the surface of the English language, it lied to us. It twisted. But anyway, with that being said, maybe I said too much, not clear. But I say, let's love the country. Let's love the family. Let's love the community. And together, let's worship and love God, the creator of the universe, of heaven and earth. The Father of the Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer. That he shows what love is all about. How he laid down his life. That you and me can be free. Well, we love you. And, so if you want to know, this is me. I don't hide. I am Dr. Angel de Jesus, preacher of Christ. But I talk about the truth. I talk about the truth. So we love you. And hopefully we see you soon. May the Lord bless you. And don't forget, talk about the Constitution. Talk about the power of you. Talk to you soon. Bye now.